Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. The 2022 midterm elections ended with a heap of disappointments and shattered expectations for the Republican Party. As the nation waits patiently for final tallies to trickle in and determine party power, one thing is for certain. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis selfishly hoarded the entire red wave for himself. GOP insiders are livid at DeSantis, claiming there was plenty of red wave to go around.
Well, we're glad to see DeSantis win Florida. It's obvious he didn't need the whole batch of red wave to get the job done,
said Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the GOP puppet master, adept at appearing to do nothing for the Republican Party while working tirelessly behind the scenes to actually do nothing.
We could have used some of that stuff in Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona. Did we get any? No.
Donald Trump has appeared unfazed by his young rival's selfish stockpiling of precious red wave, an act that purportedly made the 45th president's handpicked MAGA candidates look like incompetent morons, costing the party vital seats in the House and Senate. To demonstrate how unfettered he was by DeSantis, Trump took to Truth Social and Truth.
Little Ronnie DeSelfish won't know what hit him when I very soon will reveal a redder, wavier wave, bigger than any wave that's ever waved. Huge wave. Huge red wave.
Famed actress and Democrat spokesperson for The View, Whoopi Goldberg, has decided she is leaving Twitter now that Elon Musk is in control. To provide a safe place for others leaving, Goldberg announced she's forming a new platform. Whoopi Social has been touted as a Republican-free space where users can expect every post to be fact-checked by other hosts of The View and where only journalists and celebrities can be verified. Users can set up an account by providing proof of up-to-date COVID booster shots and a copy of their Democrat voting record. Sources say the launch of the new site has been an unparalleled success, with several dozen people signing up for new accounts. At airtime, Goldberg announced she was adding much-requested additional features to Whoopi Social, such as a Dox Conservatives button, as well as extra badges by your name for supporting the current thing. President Biden's congratulatory call to John Fetterman for his Senate race win reportedly lasted in excess of 3 hours because neither man was able to form a coherent sentence. The White House chief of staff was forced to adjust Biden's schedule as the call dragged on and on. Meetings on the economy, foreign policy, and immigration were canceled entirely. Fortunately, Biden was still able to keep his standing tea time with Kamala. The White House has released audio from the most compelling excerpt of the call.
Look, Jack, you're great, boy. Not a joke. Me, John. Who, Jack? You, Jack, man. Come on. Hoodie sweatshirt. Good. I like. No, I'm serious. Ham. Think about it. New phone. Who this? Hello?
Since the call, Fetterman has been spotted shopping for a dress hoodie and dress flip-flops to wear at his new job in D.C., as well as another shotgun in case he runs into any black joggers. Americans are doing a lot of soul-searching after the midterms. According to reports, many are not sure if they want to be the kind of people who support a party running brain-damaged politicians, or a party that loses to brain-damaged politicians.
I mean, clearly the stroke victim is unfit for office, but if you can't beat him, then doesn't that make you unfit for office?
Wondered undecided voter Carl Weaver to himself as he saw the election results.
And what kind of party would dare run someone like that? Or dare lose to someone like that? Have they no shame?
According to Google, searches have spiked since the election for things like competent, coherent politicians in my state, as well as what party runs candidates without mental handicaps, while simultaneously being more appealing than someone with a mental handicap. So far, search results have come back empty, except for those users who live in Florida. At airtime, Weaver decided he would just take option 3 and vote independent, but he soon realized that all those candidates are both brain-damaged and unable to beat brain-damaged candidates. In an unexpected turn of events, Saturday Night Live is working on what is being anticipated by critics and viewers alike as its funniest episode in decades, following a writer's boycott in protest of comedian Dave Chappelle hosting the show.
When I was told our writers were boycotting the show, I thought we were in for a rough week,
said the show's creator and executive producer Lorne Michaels.
As it turns out, our writers have been responsible for the show's total lack of humor for years. The writers not having a hand in creating the show is actually allowing it to be funny for the first time in a very long time.
Viewers of early rehearsals reported producing actual human laughter while watching the program.
There was definitely a different energy at the studio during the week. It reminded me of the way things were back in '93 or the early days of the '70s with actual jokes and entertaining characters and sketches. It was a nice break from all the dour and condescending political lectures we've been giving week after week for years.
Michael says he's considered bringing in more offensive personalities to host the show in order to encourage the writing staff to boycott more frequently. An investigation has revealed that National Public Radio, a state-funded nonprofit media organization in the United States, consists of just one white woman, Karen Atkinson, who does all the voices on NPR's radio shows and podcasts.
I can't believe it's been the same person.
Said avid NPR listener Karen McDonald.
It's like finding out that wrestling isn't real. My morning commute will never be the same.
A multi-year effort by a group of investigative journalists from all over the world revealed that Karen Atkinson, a 49-year-old knitting blogger, podcaster, and radio host, has been the voice of every personality in NPR production for the last 20 years. Atkinson also teaches gender studies and fat studies at Wellesley College.
I always thought all the voices sounded the same.
Said NPR listener Karen Owens.
That nasally, sort of mousy, high-pitched monotone. I guess I shouldn't be surprised it's all the same person. But I do feel a bit misled.
An NPR spokesperson declined to comment. Atkinson is expected to remain in her role. Scholars and archaeologists have uncovered evidence in a dig outside the Temple Mount that indicates Israelite King Solomon spent up to 3 hours per day opening pickle jars for his 700 wives and 300 concubines.
In our search through what we believe to be Solomon's palace, we found no gold or gems. What we did find was thousands of open pickle jars,
said Yusuf Mizrahi, who is running the excavation.
We can only imagine the strain on his hands and wrists after helping his many wives with this task every afternoon.
Experts also believe that his several dozen Moabite wives required assistance with feeding and diaper changes, as Moab was a much more progressive area at the time.
We believe now that if Solomon hadn't been so occupied with his harem, he would have been able to crank out at least 4 or 5 more books of Proverbs. Shame.
Workers also uncovered a honeydew list with over 13,000 chores on it, which Solomon apparently never managed to cross off before his death. Now you're up to date on the only news that matters. Find more fake news you can trust at BabylonBee.com. Until next time, this is Austin Robertson, the voice of the Babylon Bee. So long.